Hey, Game Freak Zach here. A lot of people have been asking me, hey Zach, why did all the voices change in One Piece about 3 months ago? Well, let me tell you. Flashback when One Piece first came to America. Fans of the Japanese version will be like, hey, I love that show, I've seen the Japanese version. I can't wait to see it in English. And new fans were going to arrive by watching One Piece for the first time. And you know what? When it came to America, it was total crap. Probably thinking, well, it's such a good anime, what happened? Well, 4Kids Entertainment is what happened. 4Kids Entertainment is a pretty good company, actually. It goes 4 kids, that's the name, and what it does is makes television shows suitable for kids. Now, you're probably thinking, well, it's not so bad. What can they do to One Piece? Dumbing it down, that's what they do. 4Kids is good anime, good company when it comes to your own creations. But when it comes to anime, they total suck. I mean, look at it this way. One Piece, when it first came out, had horrible voices in America. They gave weird name changes. Zoro to Zoro I can understand, because R's can sound like L's in Japanese. But they were gonna do Viper to Wyler. I don't get that. And Ganfall to Gunfall. Another one I don't get, but Zolo's voice actor was okay, but the others sucked. And the lines they had to use. Picture Sanji with the deep Brooklyn accent saying stupid lines. Everyone's trying to do a joke at the worst possible times. Luffy even said, what, Zolo, it's time for us to go though. I almost like, I'm not even gonna say it. I'm not even gonna say what other lines was there. And they cut out Laboon arc, which is very important in later parts of One Piece. And they cut out a lot of violence. As I said, dumbing it down from a Y14 to a Y7 rating. They tried to get One Piece as popular as they could, but they just couldn't do it. Fans of the show were like, what happened? Now let's just go back to watching the Japanese version. This crap doesn't line up. And new fans of the show were totally turned off by the rap opening they gave. Yeah, they changed We Are, the original opening for One Piece, to a rap. Here's how stolen goes to find out that the pirates and no doubt that check is on here. Yeah, that one. People totally turned off by a crappy rap opening. It's like, Jesus Christ. And so, people were not getting what they wanted. They wanted an awesome anime from Japan, but what they got was a crappy, dumbed down, watered down version of One Piece that was a total crap. One Piece was the shit in Japan, but in America, it was just shit. And now, let's go to year 2007. Fans weren't getting what they wanted, so they stopped watching One Piece, which made 4Kids lose the license. Yeah, they lost the license. So, you're probably wondering who's got it now. Funimation Entertainment, that's it. The same guys that gave you said to be one of the best anime dubs ever, Full Metal Alchemist. And they're the guys that dubbed Dragon Ball Z. You're probably thinking, well, Zach, it's probably good for One Piece now, right? But what about all those fans that were turned off earlier? Well, unfortunately, anyone that's not a One Piece freak don't know that what happened. It will only take 5 minutes for a public service announcement by Funimation. No, Cartoon Network's got to do that. Never mind. Public service announcement. Cartoon Network too. But whatever. It only takes 5 minutes. But No one knows. And so now in the Funimation dub, they're keeping the violence. They're not cutting out any episodes. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, 4Kids cut out 40 episodes. 40 plus episodes. And they're not going to make any name changes that weren't already made. Such as Zolo. They're going to keep Zolo. They'll stick as close as they can to the original script, so no jokes, bad jokes. And One Piece is funny on its own. They don't need any stupid jokes. And for our lies, Pearly Sage, Warner Bro. Man on TV.com, they keep cleavage. 4Kids always covered it up, but they're keeping the illustrations like they were. No stupid edits. And so, you probably heard this from me or Matt Perosky, also TV.com, about 4Kids is a pretty good company. It's just when it comes to anime, they suck. But their original creations actually aren't that bad. And so, enough of me rambling. This is more of an excuse to get me my first video on YouTube. I'm kind of happy about that. Just want to shout out to all my friends on TV.com, and that's the only ones I want to shout out to. So, well, yeah, I want to shout out to Freaka the Music, your friend Dan, and that's about it. I'm happy to be here on YouTube, and I hope anyone sees this. That means a big thing. And so, I'm gonna be done rambling about nothing now, and that's it for me. Game Freak Zach out.